Well, welcome back to another Peoplevox tutorial. Today we're going to discuss carrier services, specifically the relationship between your website, your integrator, Peoplevox, and your shipping software. Generally, when it comes to carrier services, there's two approaches that we see. One is what I'd call a more generalized approach to checkout, with terms like express and standard. And the other is more specific terms mentioning the carrier. So if we start with a more generalized approach, so at Shopify checkout, you'll have two terms in this example, express and standard. These will be your Shopify rate names. Generally, the way this works is the word express will appear at checkout, and standard, the customer will select which one they'd like to go to and the corresponding costs if there are any. Then your integrator will take that name and match it with what's in Peoplevox. In this example, it's a like for like. Now, your integrator can have a couple of options here. One is to take the exact wording in Shopify and match it to the exact wording in Peoplevox. When a carrier service is imported to Peoplevox with the sales order, there is a validation rule there to make sure it matches what's already in Peoplevox. Why do we do that? The simple answer is so we can arrange picking by carrier. A great example is picking and packing all your express orders first before you get to your standards. So we can match express exactly to what's in Peoplevox, or we can do a conversion where we can take the word express, convert that to a carrier name in Peoplevox. So instead of saying express here, that could say Royal Mail 24 or FedEx or UPS or whoever that may be. As the word express here is passed through to Peoplevox, that is then taken to the shipping software, which generates the labels. It will take all the order information of what's being shipped and apply the logic at the end of the process. This means we'll have a true reflection of what the order is, and then you can apply the correct shipping service to it. So if it's mainland UK, you can go for DPD. If it's offshore UK, you can switch to Royal Mail as your express option for that destination. The second approach people do is where the logic is applied at the beginning of the process. So this means at the checkout page on Shopify. So the customer's order is added to the basket. Shopify will look at the items that are added, the destination, the value, and show some options. In this example, we've got DPD next working day, order before 9 p.m, and every 2 to 5 day. Bonus points if you have address validation at checkout too. This does help solve issues later on in the process. So what happens here is a similar story. The Shopify name, which is the rate name in Shopify, is either matched or converted with a service in Peoplevox. So in this scenario, you could have DPD coming through here, this full service next working day, order before 9 p.m. The carrier service in Peoplevox is DPD. The service name is DPD next working day, :space, order before 9 p.m. This needs to match exactly character for character as what's being imported. And the code for DPD in example is normally 12 or 1*12. Then the shipping software will take that information and apply that service to it. Now, there can be some additional logic at this stage, but generally there isn't, as it's done at the beginning of the process. The reason why is if the customer selected DPD, it's very unusual to switch to a different carrier. You might select a different service within that carrier, and that can be done here. For example, if it's a slightly remote address or things like that. And in both processes, the tracking number is sent all the way back up to the different systems, and the customer will get your shipment's on its way email. So let me show you where to get this information in Shopify. So first we go to Shopify and we go to settings. Then we scroll down to shipping and delivery. To go shipping delivery, we go shipping here, rates for the United Kingdom. We'll scroll down and we'll see our service. Here we have the same DPD next working day service, every, express and standard. So these are the characters that appear at checkout and what needs to match in Peoplevox. Now let me show you in Peoplevox where these need to live. So you log into Peoplevox, hopefully the highlight of your day. You go to carriers, and you'll have your different carriers here. You'll have DPD. You can expand that. You can add new services here too if you're adding a new one. You can add the name. Remember earlier, the name here is DPD next working day, :space, order before 9 p.m. and the code 112. So that's what we hear, the name and then the code. Then you click add. Then what happens is when you import a sales order with that courier service, you can go to actions, and as you create your action, you can go add, choose your picking method, advanced search, scroll down to service type or service code equals, and put the 112 in there, add search, and then you'll see all orders that are going to go DPD next working day, order before 9 p.m. and pick those first. And that's it. That's how the relationship between your checkout page, your integrator and Peoplevox works. Once this is all done, you get to the pack bench, you generate the label. Your shipping software should be able to just map the data being sent, which is the name and the code, to whichever courier service it belongs to. Most of the shipping services allow you to do this yourself. If not, feel free to contact their support team. Thank you.